we're back now. There was a debate outside between myself and Timmy D.
You're rubbish, eh? You are the most rubbish person on this
Tim,
podcast.
What's your stance on the nationality of James Barnes? Jimmy
Barnes is an Aussie icon.
What nationality is he?
Listen, as I said before, he may have.
It's a plain question.
He may have very well. What makes your nationality your nationality?
The argument is whether Jimmy Barnes is Australian or Scottish.
I reckon he's got a Scottish-Australian accent.
And you know what? If he was born in Scotland, fair enough. But if you're raised in the country that you call home now, after 50 odd years, he's Aussie as. Ryan's actually just on his phone right now, looking up the nationality of Jimmy Barnes.
Good, let's settle this so we can move on.
I'm ready. I didn't even want to start on it.
Jimmy Barnes has a Scottish accent, I'm pretty sure.
Is that just what you think?
Here we are.
Read it.
James Dixon Swan, born 28th of April 1956, better known as Jimmy Barnes, is a Scottish-born Australian rock singer writer.
Is that you just adding that? No, show
That's
me.
exactly what you said, Tim.
Okay, it does say that Scottish-born Australian though. I think that's.
He's Australian.
All right, keep going. Talk about business.
That could have easily been sorted off podcast, eh?
Sorry to bring you guys into that.
That was just some welcome to our world of bickering. Bickering outside of this, that's all we are.
We could do some business quotes. I know that Tim just informed me before that he's a quote collector. He used to have a quote book, now he saves them on his phone.
He calls himself a quotateur.
Yeah. What have you got in there, Timmy? I've got one lined up as well.
Oh, you got one good to go?
Yep.
Are these business-related ones or
mine's more just
general?
Just have a piece of thought.
I find this state of limbo hard and depressing and hard to live with. David Bain.
That quote sucked. That is the worst quote. Did you have choices before you picked that? Is that the one you chose out of choices?
If you Google David Bain quotes, that's pretty much it.
Why would you? What was your thought?
Well, I just thought about businessmen that I looked up to, and I couldn't think of any. So I just thought
so
about
people with glasses. That's what you were after.
Yeah, people who look like they run a business in a suburb.
He does look like he if you put a suit on that man, he doesn't look like he killed his whole family. Went to jail for 15 years for it. He looked like he run a successful accounting firm.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a quote as well.
Okay.
From and I think this will spark a good little bit of conversation by Henry Ward Beecher, and the quote is: "Men's best success comes after their disappointments." And I think in business or life, whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
Was Beecher a nickname for being someone that smashes? Eh?
What?
I don't know. Can you say the quote again?
Is Beach a nickname?
Continue with you.
Were you trying to make a nickname out of the person who made the quote?
No, go on.
Is that what you were trying to do? Were you trying to... No, just tell us what...
No, I was just making a reference to beating. Beecher. You can see why I stopped. You asked me to fucking go on. I know.
So we forced
Look,
you.
if I know when it's time to stop, I'll stop.
You did that
Right?
same
And I
thing
did.
that we spoke about last time on
stopped.
the podcast. Where
You pushed, and you drew it out, and here we are.
This is Jimmy Barnes talking.
We need Ryan to tell a joke.
As long as you do, with conviction, I guess.
Ryan just left himself out of the podcast for a good 3 minutes then, just to bring up the worst footage.
To find 7 words recorded on a cassette player.
And he's got a Scottish accent.
Didn't sound very Scottish when he was going.
I stand by my statement. Rubbish. You better than that.
Name one Australian singer. John Farnham, English. Neil Finn.
I wouldn't.
New Zealand.
I never claim him as being Australian though.
Your business is messy. Anyway, so off the topic of that stuff, I'm just got a vendetta against Tim because he kicked me outside. Cam,
Yes.
I can still hear Jimmy Barnes for some reason.
He's locked in your head now.
I've got an idea that we can talk about. A business idea that you've invented but you know you'll never do. For me, I was thinking, you know how girls always take photos in the toilets? They'll go in there. Oh, we're the photographer. No. I was thinking what they should do is have a backdrop behind the mirror with advertising all over it, and then you sell that advertising space with like Instagram hashtags printed on that thing. So anytime a girl's like, well, let's go in and put the lip stuff on, and then all of a sudden, all of the hashtags
That's
that you
not
want to promote.
not a
That's
bad business
actually
idea
not.
at all.
Yeah, that's.
But I won't do it. So if you like that idea, it's yours.
I've got a business idea. You know, underneath beer caps, where they've got questions. I always thought you could get your box of beer, open it up, on the inside's a game board, and it's like Trivial Pursuit, and you get a dice, and then you get your tokens, and then you play.
It's a drinking game.
Drinking game, whatever.
Yeah.
But instead of just being random questions, maybe they've got a different colour lid or a dot on it, and so it means a different category. So you can get, or you can buy a whole box of geography questions or a whole box of movie
It's
trivia.
not bad.
I like that.
Not
Yeah.
bad at all, really.
So there's a fucking two good ideas from fucking two cool guys.
I got one as well.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
tough act to follow.
I've actually spoken about this with you before, Cam. A business called Car Wash Quickies, and so when you go into the car wash and the doors come down, so it's sealed off, no one can see. And while your car's getting washed, you jump into your back seat, and a hooker jumps into the back seat with you, and you get a quickie, and you also get your car washed, and it's called Car Wash Quickies.
All round polishing.
I like it.
Yeah,
good.
And you know what? I reckon if you got the licensing approved on that, I reckon you would make a fucking killing.
Yeah.
I
way
reckon
to
she
work.
should have little vacuums on the back of her clear heels, so they clean up the shit in your seatbelts. Yeah, that's good. Yep, got a business idea.
Nah, I don't. I'm just trying to rack my brain for.
Do,
No,
do
no,
you want
no.
one of mine?
Ryan's got another.
I thought of this a few years ago when I was at a music festival, and I thought about putting it's an idea for a coffee table book, and I thought about posting ads online and things like that for jobs, but it's not any ordinary jobs. Like there'll be jobs for like you want to be Optimus Prime, jobs for people that. You've got a company of people that walk slow, and just seeing what sort of CVs come through, and then obviously taking the funniest ones and checking whether you're allowed to use their CV in the coffee table book, and then making a coffee table book out of people's CVs where they've just tried to be funny. You don't have to do anything.
That's a great idea. Very doable as well.
Yeah.
Good idea, yup. That's your one.
Thank you.
I hope to God, yeah, that you take this idea and make a killing out of it, make a life earning out of it, and give
Just
Ryan
cut us
not
off,
a
cut us all
penny.
off out of your life.
And in the open the front page, and you thank people for making it happen. And you thank Tim and Cam.
I love that.
Yeah.
Donald Trump once said if he lost everything today and tomorrow didn't know anyone but was given $1, that within a year he'd be able to make $1 million. Do you guys reckon that's possible? And
I
do you
think that's
reckon you could fall to the bottom?
I think that's very possible.
And
Wait,
bring
man,
yourself back up.
I think the biggest thing in life into getting sort of the next step up is if you have the connections, man, if you have those relationships, if he fell from the bottom...
That's the thing. He's still Donald Trump.
He's still Donald Trump. He still has all those relationships, all those like powerful people that know him. If you gave him $1 and took everything away...
He'll just pitch an idea for a TV show that involves him.
Yeah.
No. Here we go. But he didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So I reckon what we've got here is another great business idea, Cam. Thank you, I thought of it.
No worries.
From your inspiration, but we pitch it to Donald Trump. Fake your own death, and we'd give you like prosthetic masks and stuff, and $1, and we make a reality TV show about, and it's we could call it Trump's Up or something.
But it's
From the
still-
grave
it's still
to
that-
grandeur.
Even
The
then,
thing
man,
is,
Grave
about
to
it,
grandeur. Ooh.
the thing about it is that you're going to get a lot of publicity from running such a thing. That the publicity will generate the...
You're not going to screen it till after
Till
that
like
1
a
year.
year
See,
down the track.
I
see
still
how they've
think he
gone.
would be able to do it easy, because I think that once you...
Hey, Bill Gates, it's Donald Trump. I'm not actually dead.
Not even that. It's
Can
like,
I have a loan?
He's obviously gone through this before, and like he's obviously he's made millions of dollars. He knows what's successful in business, and once you've developed that mind and know what works and what doesn't work,
I want to know the first thing, how he'd spend that first $1. That'd be an interesting...
What can you buy for $1 these days?
Well, you'd have to do some kind of trade for something, or who knows? That's why I'm so intrigued to.
For his $1, he might buy cigarette papers and go down to a bar where there is hipsters smoking, talking about web ideas, and he's there.
he's a cigarette
Dressed,
roller.
and one of them's like, "Oh, have you got a paper, man? Oh yeah, here, have one of mine."
20 cents.
Oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, we've got this great idea for an app. Yoink. Fuck yeah. Take him a week.
Wasn't there was a guy back home who tried that with $1, and he bought something online with his $1
Yeah.
that he thought he could sell for more, and then he did sell it for more, and he was up to like, I can't remember if it was 50 grand or 500 grand, but he got a lot of publicity around it, which definitely helped his cause. But he just traded his way up to
Nice.
I don't know, maybe like 50k or whatever. And
I'm trying to sell my sister on eBay for a date, and I'm like, that'll get a bit of publicity, and I'll split the money with her. But she doesn't want to do it.
she might meet the man of her dreams.
Yeah.
She also might get raped.
Or a taxi driver.
Like, let's be honest.
It's going to be taxi drivers that pay for it.
This
No,
is-
look, we'll go and we'll be at the venue.
The muscliest guys.
She definitely needs. You can't just
Oh,
send.
we'll be there.
You definitely can't just send her out without anyone going with her.
I'll put a GoPro on her.
So you find out way after.
You know what? If you put a GoPro on Lorna and sent
she
her
meets
out
the man of her
and-
dreams.
and
Yeah.
but charged everyone $5 to come view that at the house, man, you would make at least $5,000. That
No
night,
one's
I reckon.
coming.
I would go watch that and pay $10, maybe 20. Would you?
I'd go along.
Yeah. Would you pay $10 to watch that?
Note to self, make a fake Lorna video. We're from the same family. I'll just put on some hair. Oh, yeah.
I just imagined you then with Lorna's long golden hair. You look good.
Nice.
When I see
Did you
Lorna,
do
that-
it too? Yeah, did you-
when I see
Lorna's
Lorna,
my
that's
sister,
what I,
by the
that's
way.
what I imagine. I just see Ryan with long hair.
Good. And unless you find me hot, that's good.
Unless you find me hot.
How long do you think it would? Do you think if you were a female in your industry, do you think that you'd be where you are now, or would you do something different?
Oh, yeah, nah.
Still do what you do?
Mine's a bit different. I
Yeah.
work for a Queensland. I work for a concrete recycling company. So,
So no, they hate women there. Is that what you?
no, but it's a male dominated industry. I think
I reckon you'd be a slut. Just skanky. You dress real skanky.
There's one woman on our site out of a crew of about 18 people.
You'd have an unkempt pussy.
I don't think I would.
What would you do for work?
answer it. Eh? I'm done with
Answer
this
it.
question. I'm done
Answer
with it. If I was a woman,
Yeah.
why would I have to do something different to what I'm
Why would I
doing?
have to work? I'd get a husband.
You bitch.
I don't know if I do that much different with my life.
That's fine.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not too like
Imagine Tim with
fussed
hormones.
on the idea of like sucking dicks. I'm not. I was
But that doesn't have to be your job.
I was talking to this. No, but I was thinking like.
Tim thinks all women are hookers.
Oh no, I do. No, because we're talking about like sleeping your way to the top or whatever.
Are we?
And I
In
don't-
movies, yeah.
I reckon it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
What are your clues? There's got to be something there.
I think I've seen it in places I've worked, and I think that women have that power over guys because guys can be dumb when it comes to just the possibility of the flesh, you know, and what they're willing to do for that.
That's a good question. What have we done to get some
Like as men.
as
Look, I've
men
done
or
noth-
as kids?
I've done nothing outrageous yet, I don't think.
Oh, like broke up a marriage.
Yo, can you tell?
There was a perfect segue from my... Yeah.
Are you like, able to?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Elaborate.
They're not getting back together.
Yeah. Last girlfriend, I thought she was just like my girlfriend, but picked her up one night, and I was like driving a work van with sign writing for what place I was working for.
Hang
all over it.
on. We just need to clarify that at this stage, and for a while before, Cam believed that this girl was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Go on.
I believed that she was my girlfriend, and she had told me that just for show, her and her ex-husband were living in the same house so that her parents wouldn't reject her out of the family. They wanted, like, she was like, yeah, it's all for my parents, it's all for show. So I pick her up one night, and she jumps into the van. I was like, how's it going? And then I look to my right, it's about midnight, and a bald, muscly man in boxer shorts is sprinting towards the van. I was like, oh, that must be the ex-husband. And he crawls up onto the windscreen, like feet smudging down, saying, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And I can like see his smudgy feet on the windscreen, and he starts punching the roof. I'm looking at her like, oh, wow, this is so different to what you've told me it is. And then she hops out, and she's like, just go. So I just like drove off, and she texted me like 3 hours later.
What the...
But
Was he
yeah.
still on the car when you drove off? That's all I'm like.
I
She
got
texted
home.
me like 3 hours later. So what did you do with the body?
Was he though?
Was he what on the car still? No, no,
That's fucked.
he jumped down.
That is so fucked.
And I was silly enough to continue the relationship. I was like, yeah, maybe you are finishing
Is this the
things.
girl you lost your virginity to?
No, it's not actually.
Oh.
But yeah,
Is
so
this
that
the
was
Iraqi?
crazy.
Is this the Iraqi?
Yeah,
Fuck, I don't think I got that part of the story. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you told me that, but fucking hell.
But you remember a race quite well.
Yeah, I remember Cam saying he had an Iraqi
yeah.
girlfriend.
Mistress. She was a babe. Like that's the
What'd you
one-
call her?
A babe.
No, before that, a pistress.
Mistress.
I thought you said pistress.
You were her mistress.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've moved out of that house. They sold the house and all that. Like that was probably tipping point.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
How long after that did you give her the cut?
a year.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where we
We
broke
ate
up
it.
like 6 times and backs.
Oh,
Were you worried
Cam.
about a jihad?
No,
You were?
no.
Was he Iraqi as well?
Did he stop listening to the radio station you were working for?
Probably. That's the
My
worst
God.
part.
I cannot
that
listen
radio
to this radio
station
station
on
no more.
On the van?
It was actually an IT company that I was working for at that stage. But yeah, I
There's-
felt so scared for ages after that. I feel better now.
That's fucking brutal. That's
Yeah.
a great story.
I'm scared to hang out with you.
I actually,
Like, in case Like
Yeah.
there's an IED or something.
I've got a really embarrassing thing that I did to get a girl. Really, and I probably regret sharing this on the podcast because I actually don't tell many people this. So and I don't think any of you know this actually.
I'm looking forward to this.
But
Yeah.
Setting up a fucking juice.
Yeah.
Juicy
yeah,
story.
Anyway, I was I was seeing this girl and she was meant to come over for dinner
Go on.
Sunday night, and I had to work the next day quite early, 6:30, and she didn't come around. I didn't hear from her until about 10 o'clock at night. She gave me this call, and one of the jobs that she had was cleaning office buildings,
Slut.
and she said to me,
mean.
she said, "Oh, I've got 2 hours to clean this office building before they shut. I've slept in. Like, I had a big night." And so she missed dinner with me because she was partying all day and all morning, like that day. And she only had 2 hours to do like 5 hours worth of work. And she's like, "I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do." And I drove from the suburbs into the city at 11 o'clock at night, which was a half an hour drive, to go and help her clean the office building.
Whipped.
And that is
So weird.
that is the most
What a fucking gentleman. What a gentleman.
How long did it last?
not long.
What a gentleman.
And you know what the
What a
worst thing
silly,
was?
silly gentleman.
Yeah.
Is that
She was rooting someone.
oh no, she wasn't. Babe though, absolute babe. And I know how bad I'm embarrassed by it. Like that's why I don't tell anyone about it. But the worst thing about it all was that she kept on. There was a couple of times that we got intimate together, and she each time she was like, "Oh, I just want to wait a little bit longer till we have sex." And then after I cleaned the office building with her, she said to me, she's like, straight after, she's like, "I've got something special for you next time we sleep in the same bed."
Yeah.
And then about 2 days after that, before we slept in the same bed again, she dumped me. After I cleaned the
That's
office.
because I reckon it
Man.
was a promise ring.
Oh.
She was going to give you a promise ring, but because
Fuck.
she couldn't afford it
Man.
on cleaners' wages.
Fuck.
And like brutal.
Hey, you
Like-
dodged a bullet there.
And you know what else she did?
No
When-
life aspirations.
So
just cleaning offices.
she moved away, and then she started like getting in contact with me, being like, "I'm coming back to Brisbane, and I want to see you." Because when I lived in Brisbane, we're in Melbourne right now, where we all live, and like through this whole stage, it's gone for like 2 weeks. She's like, "I can't wait to see you," and then I see on her Facebook that she's got a boyfriend.
Oh.
But fuck, she had some big titties on her. Real.
This could be an episode of Sex in the City.
Mate, I tell you, I got played, but I learned. I think you learn that was the last time that I learned a big lesson from.
So you would have been, you would have been a youngster.
I wasn't that young. It was
Still pretty. Well, you're 23 now.
I'm 24, so I was
Youngster.
22 at the time. But and I moved
So the
to-
night that you helped her clean, what happened?
I wore-
Take us through the evening.
I wore one of those.
So you did some of the cleaning.
I wore one of those vacuum backpacks.
Did she do that too?
Nah, she did the.
She gave you the absolute bottom of
Yeah.
the rung job.
Did you pretend to be Ghostbusters at any stage?
Oh, bro! I was actually like, I got real into it,
You'd
and
have to.
the cleaning.
Simple
part,
things, eh?
and,
Simple things.
But, and every time that fucking women, man, every time that
Oh.
I'll put that out
Is that
there.
you, Ryan?
Every time that
It's Tim,
just the power they have, because every time she saw that I was getting a bit like disinterested in the whole process, she'd come over and like make out with me for like 20 seconds, just enough to
That fucking bitch.
With the
to-
noise of.
yeah.
and then you
just enough to remind me that there's the possibility of sex at the end of the road, but
Keep
it
working.
never came.
So what happened at the
She
end
was
of the night?
rooting someone else.
End of the night.
I don't think she was. She's not a bad person.
She's a
End of the
terrible
night. What happened?
she came back to. What did happen there? I think I might have dropped her home
Oh,
and didn't go inside.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't the only time that happened either. Listen, I that was the first time in like ever that I really fell that quickly for a girl, and
Yeah.
I just lost all
self-esteem.
everything.
Look, I laugh because it's funny, so but it is a shit thing.
Oh mate,
And
Yeah.
like,
I wish it didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
you know what though?
So funny though.
It's
So good.
hilarious, and it's just one of those things that you learn from those lessons.
Yeah.
Every time I've like not every time, but yeah, every time. Like I'm married now, but when I was what you call a ladies' man, I would like. There's been times I've gone out with girls, and I'm like, you were way too hot for me,
All of my exes.
and so I upped my game.
Yeah.
And I remember I went
Is that when you started wearing those fucking nice outfits, or?
You do look nice tonight.
I've come from work. I'm wearing chinos and a collared shirt with a lovely knitted jersey over top. Thank you very much.
Delightful, yeah. Go on.
Faggots.
Delightful.
So like I've stayed the night at their house, and maybe it's the second time, and gotten up in the morning like, oh, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of coffee? There's the two things that I'd offer.
I think
But I'd go into the kitchen and just fucking carnage in the kitchen. This is just one occasion. And I was like, nah, this is a perfect opportunity to make me look fucking awesome. I'm going to clean this whole kitchen. She slept in, cleaned all the dishes, brought in a cup of tea.
that's not as bad as what I did, but it's in the same category.
Did it
What
pay
happened
off?
is like,
Look, that's just been.
I'd had sex the night before,
Courteous.
and then she was like, oh,
Did you cause the mess in the kitchen?
She's asking what happened. She's asking sort of like why the cup of tea's taking so long. Comes in. I'm just finishing up. Perfect timing, you know. Just polishing off the last glass. And then she was like, oh my God, cup of tea, like timed the cup of tea perfectly. Here's the cup of tea. Has a sip. Off we go. Boom. Round 2. There we are.
Yeah, I just got
all it
a
takes.
bit more vacuuming. Hey.
That makes your story sound like you've got to have goals.
Listen,
Achievable goals. Business goals.
I was actually fine for the first few times that I met this girl, and we were hanging out at my house, and she's like, what's your, we're talking about covers, and she's like, what's your favourite cover? And my favourite cover ever is Jolene by the White Stripes. Mm-hmm. And she then went on YouTube and played a video of her playing Jolene by the in the White Stripes version.
Fate.
That's what I thought.
No wonder
Nah,
you-
just fucking cleaning, bro.
Yeah, just an employee.
No wonder. I would. Yeah, fair enough. Too.
Yeah, man. And
Did she have that app cover me?
is that real? Is that just one of your business ideas?
No, I just made that one up just then.
Well,
So did she put up a video of her singing that song?
yeah, no, it was a gig. It was from
Her.
It was already
yeah,
online.
it was her. It was her singing.
You
and
sure
playing
was
that
it
song?
bar away video?
No, it was definitely her. And because I'd heard her sing in the
Did she
car,
look like Jack White?
and she could sing.
All right.
And a girl that can sing for me is like,
Yeah.
and we built
Shitty
we
relationship.
built a blanket fort that night.
Oh, fucking what? This chick is a bitch.
I
Man,
like- you know
you
what,
build a
I
blanket fort, you sing good, and you've got big boobs, like all the things that make me think you want me.
Yeah, everything.
And it's like, no, come use a vacuum. Like, this is wrong. This is
But
what...
I think you offered to do the help with the cleaning.
I did.
You were trying to
I
do the
did.
Ryan
and
of
you know,
being
but
nice.
you know what though? Like I thought back on it, and because and the worst thing is, and it's a pet hate for me, is like when you do something nice for a girl, and they say you're you're too nice, and it's like,
It bothers you, does it?
yeah, always has.
Do you think that's
Because that's when they're playing you.
a subtle?
You're
friend
too nice.
zone-
Because
friend zone type
I'm just fucking with
situation,
you.
or-
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like I don't know. I don't like being a dick to girls. I like being nice to girls.
If I was hooking up with you, I would try and get you to do as much vacuuming as possible and have as little sex as possible. So I feel like me and this
But
girl have
you'd
a
also
lot more
throw
in
your
common.
flaps open more often than this
Oh.
one did, wouldn't you?
But the one thing I've learned,
You'd be a flap thrower, I reckon, if
'Cause-
you're a girl, for sure.
How big do you reckon my flaps would be?
they'd be
Massive.
huge.
Did you just present them? Wait,
They'd be like one of those pop-up tents. One of those pop-up tents you just fling up, poof.
Yeah.
That's what would happen when you pull down your pants. Pop-out tent or flaps.
pink bat wings that
Yeah, it real like smelly too, like real smelly.
As you hear them pop,
Yeah,
you get the
oh.
well.
The dead animal smell.
Yeah,
That yeah. Oh fuck. the dead pigeon smell.
you've had some shocking vaginas in your life, haven't you? Girls, I just want to say that I appreciate everything that you do. Everything. I mean, dishes. No, I just did that for a cheap laugh. I just think that it's just wrong to have cheap laughs like Tim's just done. And there will be a public apology on our Facebook from Tim, handwritten on a serviette.
Good on you, Tim.
I wish we could ring.
A woman. We can.
that
Let's
girl.
call my mum.
Are you listen? I actually, for the future, think that I could find a way to get in contact with her.
Wasn't there an old childhood
awesome.
friend that you were meant to get hold of?
That was pre-first podcast. That was just our
practice.
past lives.
Yeah.
No, but we can still make that happen. It was a good.
That was Old
good idea.
Testament, bro.
Just as valid though.
They complement each other.
That'll be a good one if we can find out. Wasn't it like childhood friend and
The girl that made me do the cleaning.
no. The one that tell us about the one you told us about a couple of weeks ago. And
Okay, what happened was we were having a conversation about slingshots that we made when we were younger, and there was a younger girl rollerblading in the street, and I flung my slingshot at her, and it,
that's right.
and it hit her rollerblade, and she stacked it real good, and she went and told her mum.
But
and,
what did you do? No,
I ran.
no, you told it differently the first time. Didn't you run and hide in a bush or something, and then all you heard was a girl crying for a while, and you had to sit there and feel the shame of
In the
that
shade of
you
the bush.
caused this pain.
I listen. I've already made myself look worse enough tonight. I just thought that I could
What was her
possibly
name?
leave.
Because we want to track this girl down because you've never told her.
You wouldn't tell us your name last time,
I
right?
don't know.
He's
it.
he's friends with her sister on Facebook.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's find her. Let's go to a break and we'll discuss.
And maybe we'll come back and ask my mum whether Tim was a pussy.
Okay.